Good morning, y'all, and how are you guys doing on this Thursday morning? Now, as you guys can see, we're still under cloudy skies with some raindrops, but mild temperatures are still with us, and it will be even after all this rain is gone. Now, the skies are expected to get brightened, but up soon, of course, and the weather looks quite promising this week, so it'll be more than safe for us to plan a quick spring trip for the weekend. Now, it's a little early for spring flower festivals, but there are still a variety of things you can do, such as jogging, riding a bike around the Han River, have a picnic at the park, sitting outside a cafe, and so on. So make some plans for your weekend today in advance, of course. Maybe meet up some friends you haven't seen in a long time, and of course, spice up your day. And that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to spice up your Thursday morning with the first song of the show, Mark Ronson featuring Bruno Mars, Uptown Funk, y'all. That was Mark Ronson featuring Bruno Mars with Uptown Funk. Now, right now, you guys are tuning in to What's Poppin' with your boy Brian Ju on TBS efm 101.3 in Seoul and its surrounding areas, GFN 98.7 in Gwangju and 93.7 in Yeosu. Now, a couple of reminders. If you got a Kakao account, add TBS efm as a plus friend and you can message us completely for free. Also, Twitter, then follow us as well and tweet us away at TBS What's Poppin'. And for those of you with questions, emails, shout out, or just say, what up, B? The address is efmpoppin@gmail.com. And, of course, if you're interested in our playlist, come check it out on our website at tbsefm.soul.kr/EFM/What's Poppin'. And if you want to check out TBS EFM Digital Magazine, it features TBS EFM's highlight contents on audio and video. You can download it for free right now from iTunes Store or Google Play. And it's also now available on digital magazine portal Tabzin. We got lots more coming your way. But before we move on, a few words from our sponsors. Alrighty, y'all, it is time for today's pick. Now, we all want to be surrounded by strong, inspirational, and influential role models in our lives, but have you ever dreamed of becoming one yourself? Now, you can learn to develop your character, your interpersonal skills, of course. Tricky word for me, I don't know why. And your level of esteem to command the respect and the attention of others and start influencing people. Now, how? I'm going to tell you guys right now. First of all, the very important thing is be positive. If you want to be an influential person, you'll quickly learn that positivity will work more than negativity. Now, people gravitate toward people and are willing to be influenced by people who are positive and nurturing, not harsh and criticizing. I know a lot of people claim they're so influential, but they're very condescending without realizing they are. Now, if you're fully aware of your strengths and, of course, you're an expert in your field, then you have no problem. So I'm going to tell you about this right now. Influential people are those who know how to play their own strengths and those who have the skills and the expertise to back up their words. So what you want to do is, find something that you're better than most people at and recognize and emphasize your strengths in your personal interactions. Also, this is a great way to influence others as well. Then after that, practice your public speaking skills. Now, if you can't speak for yourself, of course, communicate in a concise manner. Now, it'll be hard to be influential if you're not a good speaker. Influential people learn to voice their opinions and their ideas in concise languages, so you need to be convincing, y'all. Then, inspire. This is very important. An inspiring person builds confidence and trust in others, influencing their decisions by spreading trust around. Now, you don't need to be the smartest person or the best or the loudest. You just have to make others feel as if they're benefiting from you and having you around all the time. Now, easier said than done, right? But being inspirational is often the sum of many other abilities that will make you influential over time. Then, what's the first thing you want to do when you become an influential person? I like to give them hope, of course. That's what I like to do. And that's a very important thing. And when you give someone hope, it's like a single candle during the evening, of course, and it lights the room for us to continue and find our way out of the darkness. That sounds legit, don't it? Anyways, we got the next song for you guys right now, and I got a lot of hope for you guys, and that's the song right now, Twista featuring Faith Evans with Hope. Man, hopefully that was uplifting for you guys as much as it was for me. That was Hope by Twista featuring Faith Evans. Now, it's a hip-hop and R&B song created in memory of the September 11 attacks. Now, to complement the theme, the lyrics really inspire people to have more hope and faith for the future. Now, Evans' low-pitched and expressive vocals make the song all the more trustworthy, and the gospel-inspired backing vocals make the song somewhat religious as well. Now, I'm trying to uplift you guys, of course, because a lot of people are going through some rough patches right now in life with the weather change. Sometimes you get a mood change, and especially the gloomy weather for the past few days. It was a little gloomy, and I don't want to put this person out on blast, but our writer was a little sad yesterday. She was in the elevator, and she looked like she was about to cry, and I asked her, I was like, what's going on? She goes, I just don't have any energy, so I guess I'm sad. So I know a lot of people are going through that right now, so I'm here to uplift you guys and keep you guys going through the fight. And remember, through the darkest hour, just before the dawn, you're going to lose hope. But guess what? I'm here to uplift you guys, and I'm rooting for you all. I'll be praying for you guys all the way. Alrighty, with that said, we have a song to hopefully uplift you guys right now. This is Joy Enrique, and the song is called Tell Me How You Feel. Yeah, that was Tell Me How You Feel by Joy Enrique, of course. That song came out 15 years ago, y'all, back in 2000. Now, the song depicts a thrill of being in love, staying up late at night, of course, because when you're in love, you can't go to sleep. You're thinking about that special person all night, and you're tossing and turning, thinking, does he love me? Does she love me? Maybe not. You know, back in the day, we had the flower petals. He loves me not. She loves me not. And that happens when you're in love. Now, of course, Enrique expresses it sweetly with the vocals, of course, in the song. And, of course, the vocals accentuate those fluttery feelings, of course, that we all get. Anyways, talking about love right now, it's already time to wrap up the first half of our show. And, of course, it's my favorite person on Thursdays to go to. And the second half, Mr. Elmo Chang, of course, is going to be here, y'all, to talk about some hip-hop tracks. If you want to find out, keep it right here. But for now, the last song for the first half of our show is by Marketa Iglova. The song's called Go Back. Welcome back to the second half of What's Poppin' on this Thursday morning. Of course, it's the second half, which means we're going to have Elmo Chang come in the studio to talk about some hip-hop tracks. So if you want to find out, you got to keep it right here. Do not change that dial. But before that, we have a few words from our sponsors. You in a good mood today? Woo-hoo. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, right now I am in the studio with Mr. Elmo Chang, and he in a great mood today.
I am here, and I'm in a great mood.
Why are you in a good mood?
I just had my coffee, and I had some sleep. You know, I had a lot of sleep tonight, or last night.
I was like, tonight? He's still sleeping, y'all.
Last week I had no sleep. I came here like a zombie, but, you know, for me, I don't really know how to break that barrier because I'm in here, I'm living here, I have to kind of go along with it. But, you know, as I'm here, I learned about these cultural things and, you know, it's awesome for me to learn these things. But speaking of crossing cultures, today's theme is basically what that's about. Because in Korea, I'm feeling, as I'm living here longer and longer, I see more of a diversity in cultures. Even though Korean people are the predominant culture, as time goes by, I see more sort of American people, Indian people, Canadians, American, like, you know, a lot of different kinds of cultures that you see around and you're like, man, that's amazing. It was kind of like when I was in Vancouver, I was like the only Korean family in my neighborhood. And now there's a lot of Korean people, there's a lot of different cultures. So
that's all over the world nowadays now.
All over the world nowadays. And one thing that brought my attention to other cultures as a kid was hip hop. You know, when I was a kid, you know, this hip hop music gave me the first kind of exposure to urban culture. And as
you felt like you belonged.
That's right. And as hip hop culture grew, there's all these different diverse types of cultures coming into the game.
Amen.
You know, Latinos, Asians, man, just all different kinds of people. Like people from Europe, French, like hip hop is this global phenomenon now. So what today's theme is about is basically bringing to attention the different kinds of cultures and the different kind of groups that cross cultures within this musical genre.
True.
Yeah.
True. And the funny thing is when you're talking about that, I'm not sure if you guys watched this TV show. It's pretty new. It's still on season 1. It's called Fresh Off the Boat.
I did hear about that, but I don't have cable. Like, I can't watch it.
You could watch it on, like, sites and stuff like that.
Oh.
Well, I get it off of iTunes.
Is it a good show? Is it funny?
The funny thing is, when I first saw it, I thought it was going to be a stereotypical type of show. But it is. Those kind of shows are stereotypical. But it actually makes you realize what we grew up around. Like the kid story, his name is Eddie Huang.
Right,
It's a true story about this dude. He wrote a book a long time ago.
Yeah, and he's a chef.
And he's a Chinese dude growing up in America with an Asian family. Now, it's funny because he's Chinese, not Korean at all, but every Asian American growing up in America goes through that.
Went through those stories.
So when you watch a show, it's like, it's so, it's humor, stereotypes a lot of things, but it's true.
Right.
So you can relate to it, and that's why I'm so attracted to the show. I'm just watching it. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's me.
Like that happened to me.
That Eddie Huang is me. It's like I'm watching a story about me. Yeah, you go to a new school, and you see, the African-American friends sitting down at a table. You see the Caucasian dude sitting at the lunch table. And all of a sudden, you're like the random Asian kid at the school.
Yeah.
You don't know where to sit.
Uh-huh.
And then all of a sudden, the kid relates to the Caucasian group because of hip-hop music.
That's right.
And the one thing that the African-American dude says, the black dude says, is funny. He goes, man, this school is weird. A white dude and an Asian dude bonding over a black dude. That's true, though.
Yeah, that's true. Like, that's so true, because like when I was a kid, I always sort of got along with the other races that were kind of like me, like the Latinos and the blacks or the African Americans.
Yeah.
And
so more like the what do you call it?
The minorities
in the school.
In the school, a lot of time it was something like music or something like a TV show, like In Living Color or
I love that show.
Or like hip hop music, urban culture that kind of brought us together. And
isn't it funny how that does that?
I don't know. Yeah, it is funny, and that's why when I see that show too, like a lot of like the racial things in the show, it kind of makes me cringe because I'm like, oh yeah, I felt that, But then, some of the situations, even though I haven't seen it, but I saw the trailer. I saw the trailers on it. But I think it's awesome that now, especially Asian culture in America is being more accepted. I saw this other show where that guy John Cho, he plays the romantic lead in the show on,
what's it called?
On WB. I can't remember, but it's
I want to check it out.
It's crazy. Like,
all right, I'm gonna look that up.
Yeah.
Check out the show.
So the first artist that I have is Beatnuts.
Never heard of him.
And the song's called Watch Out Now. And the Beatnuts are a Latino collective that are based out of New York, Queens. And their current members are Juju and Psycho Les. And this is the first single from A Musical Massacre, a 1999 album by this group. And this song, Watch Out Now, is the most commercially successful single, reaching number 84 on the Billboard Hot 100, making it the second Beatnuts single to appear on the pop chart. This song was originally written by Spanish musician Fernando Arbex and was recorded by the group Barrabas for their 1974 album. And I think if you hear this song, you're going to recognize it, because if you heard that song, Jenny from the Block by Jennifer Lopez.
That?
Yeah. Right.
Is that in this song?
This is the original beat.
Oh, so, I'm going to love the song already then.
Yeah, so they basically, because Beatnuts is kind of like that throwback, that first kind of Latino group to kind of like cross over. And they came out with this song. It was big on the hip hop scene, but then when Jennifer Lopez did it, it just took off even more. So you're gonna recognize the beat. Great song.
We're gonna listen to it right now, because a lot of people are probably thinking y'all talked more than usual. Yes, we did. What's up? Well, you got a problem with that?
You don't like to hear us talk?
We like to chit chat. I only get to see Elmo once a week.
That's right.
Anyways, we're gonna get into the song that Elmo's talking about right now. It's the Beatnuts with "Watch Out Now."
Psycho Les, Psycho Les, Psycho Les, Psycho Les,
Juju. I just like that name because it's me.
Juju Mo.
What's that?
Jumo. Brian Ju, Elmo.
Oh!
I mixed it up, man.
Jumo.
Or Moju.
Mojo. It sounds like Mojo.
Mojo.
I got my Mojo.
I got my Mojo. You got your Mojus? Yeah, you do.
Mojuice?
You got some juice? You got the juice now, man.
Oh, I do. I got my juice box ready, too. I don't know what that means. Anyways, that was the Beatnuts with Watch Out Now. Alrighty, and today's theme is called Crossing Cultures, of course. And we're talking about how it was growing up in the States being an Asian American, of course.
That's right. And the next song that we have is called Beware by Punjabi MC. And he was the first Punjabi rapper with a commercial hit. And I had a lot of Indian boys in Vancouver. And when this song came out, these guys were so proud. They were like, yeah, we got one. We got one.
That happens, though.
Yeah. Yes. And like whenever this came on the club, they were just like wilding out and stuff. But, this is by Punjabi MC featuring Jay-Z. Jay-Z got on this little track phenomenon for a little bit.
Okay.
And his original name is Rajinder Singh Rai.
Okay.
And he was basically a basement producer in India, just making beats in his basement. And he had this one goal in mind as he was making music, and that goal was to fuse hip-hop music with Bhangra, which is the traditional Punjabi music.
Bhangra?
Yes. So
Okay.
This particular track in itself has a Bhangra sample along with like Bhangra vocals, and it also fuses that, did you ever watch that show Knight Rider?
Of course.
Do you remember the theme song?
Woo woo.
The theme song? Yeah.
Didn't Timberland and Magoo's do
They
some
did.
of that a long
They
time
did
ago?
do that.
Yeah. I
And
love that song.
It was an awesome
I'll have to
song.
look it up again. I've heard that in like years, man. Like 20
Yeah.
years.
Just that, it was such a simple little, but
Right?
it was just so dark.
It pumps you up.
It pumps you up.
I'm going to listen to that when I work out next time. Thank you for reminding me.
You're welcome. But this one, this one takes that and fuses it with Bhangra and hip-hop drums. He made this and put it out on the internet, and it became sort of like an independent hit. But then a record label in Germany got wind of it and basically signed Punjabi MC and took the song and released it sort of commercially.
Okay.
And it became a hit. So
what song is this that you're talking about
it's
now?
called Beware, but
Okay.
the original song is Mundian to Bakke. The original song was called Beware of the Boys. It came out in 1998. But after it became sort of that independent hit, Jay-Z got sort of wind of it, and then he's like, yo, let me feature on it. Let me get on it. And then it came out, it just blew up globally. So that's the story of Punjabi MC, the first to have a commercial hit.
That's amazing. Wow. But that's funny because earlier you said that all your Punjabi friends were excited when this dude came out
Yeah,
the first time.
so excited.
I feel like the same way when I first heard Redman.
Redman.
Because I heard a rumor. I'm not sure if it's true. We got to look it up.
Yeah.
If you guys are tuning in right now, tweet us, let us know. But I heard Redman was part Korean.
Really?
So when I heard Redman, every time I heard Redman on the radio, I'd be like, yeah! I had a little pride back
Yeah.
when I was younger. Now I'm not one of those people who are very prideful from what race or ethnicity I am. Because for me, I'm just the lover of all races and people.
Yes, me too.
So I'm not into like America or Korea or Canada. Those kind of people kind of upset me because sometimes it feels like when you have too much country pride, you don't realize you're embarrassing that country too at the same time.
Right. Because you're looking at everything from just such a narrow viewpoint.
Yeah, like on Facebook, you'll see stuff like that. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I'm American, or oh my gosh, I'm glad I'm Canadian. I'm just saying, I'm glad I'm alive.
Right.
I'm glad I'm human. I want to be, I don't even deal with politics and none of that stuff. I just want no boundaries,
Right.
no barriers. All I see is a person, a human being like me.
That's
it.
awesome. And you know what? That's also awesome because we now live in this global society. It's not just Canadian. It's not just American.
It's not color.
It's not color. We have to open our eyes to the world now,
Exactly.
because if we don't, then the future looks bleak, my friend.
Oh, you sound like Yoda for a minute there.
Yeah, I just went off.
The future looks bleak, my friend. All right, since we are talking about Punjabi MC, we got the song right now. It's Punjabi MC featuring Jay-Z with Beware. Oh, yeah, I hear that in the background.
Yeah,
That
man.
is bumping, y'all.
That's Bhangra.
Yes,
Let's have a
that is Bhangra, y'all. Now, if you guys are more curious about that song, that was Punjabi MC. Song's called Beware, featuring none other than Hova, Jay-Z right
Jay-Z.
there. Great song. And that kind of wakes you up.
It does wake you up.
I wish that was my alarm in the morning.
That would be cool.
Anyways, we're moving on to the last artist that you brought with you today, and this artist will be the last for our show.
Yes, the last artist is MC Jin, or Jin the MC.
Okay.
And the song's called Learn Chinese. And
Learn Chinese.
Yeah, I brought this song here today because Jin was actually the first commercially released Chinese rapper. Now, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Jin, but like he came up on the freestyle scene back in the day, winning freestyle Friday battles on the BET show.
Okay.
And he actually made it into the Hall of Fame of the BET Freestyle Friday battles because he won 7 times in a row.
He was legit.
Yeah, it was big hype because he was just murdering everybody that he went up against during that time. And there was this big hype about him because like some of the lines that he would use, and he just comes straight off the top with these like insults, as he was battling, that everybody just went wild over. And the industry got caught of it. And by the end of that battle, he had got signed to hip-hop label Rough Riders. And for you guys that don't know who Rough Riders is. It's the home label that used to
DMX.
be DMX, Swiss Beats, and Eve. You know, this was a huge thing for especially like Asian Americans or Asian Canadians watching this thing because Asians didn't really have an in the hip hop scene at that time in terms of like being an artist. Like if you wanted to make it, you had to go to another country like Korea or China or something like that and sort of grow from there. But in America, we didn't really have that, and Jin was sort of like the first one. But unfortunately, as he sort of came out, I don't think that Rough Riders really knew how to release him properly. So he came out with this song called Learn Chinese. And it was produced by Wyclef Jean. And it just sort of kind of pokes the stereotype of being a Chinese rapper.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So he's just kind of like, learn Chinese, we hear. And he threw out a lot of like little Chinese expressions and that kind of thing. It was sort of disappointing for me because it was kind of playing on the stereotype that he was Chinese, not his rap skills and not his sort of ability to throw it down on the mic. So, unfortunately, after this song came out, the album failed. It didn't do very well. And he went back to freestyling. He lost a couple of big freestyle battles. And then shortly after that, he became sort of spiritually conscious, realizing that, you know, the most important things in life aren't winning freestyle battles and having a commercially successful album or making a lot of money. And it was more about, you know, who he is as a person and having his focus pointed towards Jesus Christ and rather than other superficial things. So after that, he became this Christian rapper. And sorry, you were saying before that you were supposed to...
Well, earlier, yeah, I was saying... before we actually went on air, of course, I was saying that MC Jin and I were supposed to do some stuff like travel and do some, like, I guess, I wouldn't call it necessary missionary work, but, you know, just like religious and Christian stuff and that kind of stuff I really get into. Like when I'm on tour, it's a different feeling from when I'm on tour with my group, Third Wave. It's a Christian band that I'm a part of. And when we travel to like parts of the world like that don't know God,
right?
They don't know the existence of God or the reality or the word God in itself. They don't know what it means. That we can go there and explain to them what Christianity and being a Christian is. A lot of people think there's a lot of rules to being a Christian. It's like, no. Right. You know, Christianity is something you should be proud of.
Right.
And something that feels good inside. You know? And
right.
MC Jin is doing the same thing with his hip-hop. And Jin, if you're listening right now, you and I need a collab soon. We need to get together and do a collabo. You know, it'd be great.
You know, it'd be crazy. Crazy collabo would be you, Jin, and have you heard of this guy named Lecrae?
I don't know Lecrae.
Lecrae, he just won a couple Grammys.
Oh, really?
And
he Asian too?
No, he's not Asian. He's African American, but he's from Atlanta. But his whole MO is sort of like
Christianity
spreading the gospel through hip hop music. He basically took that one idea and crossed over into mainstream radio. So he's doing all the mainstream interviews and all that stuff and winning Grammys. And lyrically, he's spreading the gospel. He's spreading positive messages. And it's not because that he's a Christian rapper. It's because he's so skilled and the music's so tight. But because the music's so tight, people are listening. They're like, oh, what is he saying?
And then he's giving recognition to God and his gift.
He's giving it up to God.
That's amazing, dude.
Check out Lecrae.
Love each other, man.
Love each other. We are the world. We are one.
Love each other and learn Chinese.
That's
what we need to do.
That's the song that we're playing today, MC Jin.
It's going to be the last song for our show, by the way, because we did talk a little too muchy.
Muchy.
And you touchy me too much, too.
I don't touch you.
Alrighty, well, thank you, Mr. Elmo, for bringing some great hip-hop tracks.
No problem.
And on behalf of TBS efm's What's Poppin', we're going to play MC Jin, Learn Chinese. And this is Brian Ju and
Elmo.
We signing off.
Peace.